for 11 years are now deciding to divorce. So here's my thing, Don. I did research on them. And so what I found out is that both of them are Jehovah Witnesses.
Yep.
And in order for them to actually be divorced, either it has to be infidelity, or even take it a little dig a little deeper, in order to leave the church, then it has to be infidelity to divorce.
Yeah. And
And
yeah,
also, I dug a little deeper, and she was a Jehovah's Witness, but he was not. He converted because of her.
makes sense.
So now it's like, and he wanted out. So did you cheat on purpose to get out? Like, what was really going on? Or it could be that they just grew apart because they've known each other since they was 14 years old.
Yep.
So it just kind of puts you in the mindset of like what really happens behind closed doors when we see these good social media couples. Because I'm gonna be honest, I really liked watching them. They were funny to me. And then as their content grew, her outfits was like amazing. So
Yeah. That's absolutely true. I think we this is why we kind of need to relinquish the idea of relationship goals and like couple goals,
exactly.
because like you said, to your point, we don't know what happened behind closed doors. I'm seeing something now as I have it up saying actually she was the person that cheated first and then he cheated back. So who we don't really know. Everybody
She
is going to,
cheated first. Oh,
yeah.
I didn't see that part, but I can
Yeah,
see
so I'm
it.
seeing, like different things and saying that she was the first person that cheated.
Yeah.
And everybody's it's always gonna be this. It's like the Spider-Man picture, and everybody
No,
pointing
for
the finger at
real.
other people. And you make a very valid point. If she and I don't know how deeply she's into the community. I forget what they call their
I don't know
uh
if they call their community either. I just say
it's
Jehovah's
something.
Witness.
It's called something. I have a friend, a really good friend, that's a Jehovah's Witness,
Okay.
and I'm trying to think of what they call like their when they fraternize with everybody, because it's something. Well,
Yeah.
we'll say this fellowship.
Okay. Okay.
So I don't know how deep she's into it, into the worship and everything. How often they go to church, how often they do communities like that is like their fellowship, and when they go to people's
The door to
doors. You have to
door.
do that
Yeah,
that
yeah,
you have to do that so many times a month.
yeah.
So I mean that makes sense that if you're saying that I converted, I've been in this space for 11 years, this
Hmm.
no longer serves me, this isn't who I am as a person, what can I do? And what's crazy about what you said, that is literally the only grounds for divorce
That's
and with Jehovah's Witness.
infidelity. That's it.
Infidelity is literally the only thing, and you could be getting abused. Somebody could do something crazy, crazy STI, or whatever. It's
Hmm.
a lot of things that can happen in a marriage,
Hmm.
where you want to dissolve your marriage, scam somebody,
Yeah. Somebody could
and
be gay in a marriage and still.
yeah, and you still, well, yeah,
Mhm.
and you are supposed to stay in this space where you are unhappy, where you don't feel loved, where you don't feel seen. So that's crazy, even in this day and age of 2026, that a lot of these organized religions have not taken a step back and say there are certain things that we probably should reconsider or rethink or revamp to catch up with the times. And it's something that when I interviewed,
Absolutely.
when I interviewed Kev on stage um, last summer, that was one of the things that he said. Churches need to, the idea of church, religion, all that, they need to step into the 21st century. Like they need to come into where we are, because a lot of things and, rules and regulations are outdated.
Yeah, I feel that way too. Um, excuse me. So even with the Jehovah's Witness and how infidelity is the only way to get divorced, you have to think about it like this when you're, moving into the 21st century. It could be that you didn't find out that your partner was abusive or your partner was addicted to
Or
drugs or
crack cocaine.
crack cocaine. Like cocaine's a hell of a drug. Like,
It is.
and then that still isn't a grounds for a divorce. But
Yep.
when you think about it like this, who would want to be married, or how can you take the burden of an addiction with your partner? Because when you are married, it's a togetherness. Excuse me.
Yeah.
It's a oneness. So you taking on their addiction, and then you're taking on their abuse, and those are grounds to get divorced. But I think um so you interviewed Kevin on stage, so he may be a little different because if I follow him correctly, he does believe he's a Christian. If I follow him correctly,
Yeah, he is definitely a Christian. They are him and Melissa. I think he and Melissa also might have known each other in high school. I
yeah,
believe he and Melissa are high school sweethearts.
sweetheart. I thought so
Uh,
too. Of course, I don't know him, but
yeah,
just been following his career and his comedic, come up. So obviously, I do not know him, but yes, that's exactly what
yeah,
I've read or even heard them both say collectively. But I do believe in some parts of Christian, when you can get divorced, it's more than just infidelity, right? So it's like, if your partner is abusive, I do believe they do allow, divorce and things like that. But with Jehovah's Witness, the only thing is infidelity if someone
yeah,
steps outside of the marriage. And that doesn't do any justice to the family that you're trying to build as a whole. It
yeah,
doesn't do any justice to whatever, the sector as your community that you're trying to build as a whole.
yeah,
Because if you're not rearranging your rules, and if you're not thinking about the better of the people who chose to be, Jehovah's Witness, then you're not thinking of like, what if this happens and what if that happens? And it can be a multitude of things that could be rooted in divorce. And infidelity is not the only reason why a lot of people get divorced. And then here's the other thing, I just thought about this. Studies have shown that people who get divorced, like the highest rates for people who get divorced, is not necessarily infidelity. It's money.
yeah. It's money. Also,
That's
a
the
lot of
first thing. It's money.
yeah, a lot of times it's financial. I don't. I mean, I just looked on his Instagram. He has he had like 1.8 or something or
He
9
has
million.
1.8.
And
Okay.
then she had the 9. And they have two sons, built a house. I remember when they were building this
I
house,
remember that's building this house too.
like they had moved into like a penthouse or whatever
Mhm.
temporarily. And it was like, this whole idea. But here is the thing about being a public figure.
Yep.
Um, I always look at things. Daryl and I always say lead with us having a media background, media training, and all that stuff. And so when you look at when you're in, I believe it was ethics. We learned this. I can't remember if it was media law ethics, but it's tiers to celebrityism, right?
Hmm.
And it's even more now, overgrown now. It probably has to be reevaluated because the day-to-day person can become famous, right? And so you got A, B, C, D tier of celebrityism. We know that.
For sure.
And so when you are a public figure and you fall somewhere, and I'm gonna say she falls between, but because since you have Entertainment Tonight and then picking it up, it'd be one
Right.
thing if they were not, and it was just like the regular blogs. But now you have TMZ, Entertainment Tonight, all these other, high volume, high ranking entertainment shows. Also trying to gear toward Gen Zers where
Hmm.
they're speaking about this. And so when you fall in between A and B category, there is a persona that you're supposed to have, a way that you're supposed to present yourself, where you can't have cracks in your foundation because those cracks become bigger, and
Hmm.
it all this other shit develops. Like, you have to be so perfect,
Yep.
and this is where you get fucked up every time.
Every single
Because
time.
people forget that you are a human being. And so now it's like no bars held, like, and now you have kids. Your kids have access to the internet. What are you saying about my dad? What are you saying about my mom? Is this true? Is this fake? And so everybody, like the rest of us, have taken what is going on. And so
For sure.
the other issue is that there's the public facing you, and then there's the real you. Because when you
Hmm.
swipe off Instagram or the TikTok, YouTube, wherever, you are a human being and you have a normal day to day. So yes, we're putting on this front and this persona like we got our shit together. We're so madly in love and we're happy. We haven't been in our house shit 4 years probably. I can't remember what year that was.
Yeah, I don't
But
remember either.
yeah, I don't think they've been there that long. And ultimately these cracks in the foundation were never addressed, whatever issues there were. And you find yourself the little crack and it just stretches out. We don't know what happened, but it's just now being so public facing, you allow people to make those assumptions,
You definitely
including
do.
us.
And you want to know something? You mentioned something before when you say that what sometimes when your foundation gets cracks, right? Sometimes if you get married early,
Mm-hmm.
and you're not building together,
Yep.
then the cracks in your foundation spread easily
Mm-hmm.
because you're not repairing them, or you're not um figuring out how to move forward even
Yep.
with the cracks, because you can move
Yep.
forward with cracks in anything, right?
Yeah.
That doesn't mean it's going to fall.
Yeah.
But you're not preparing, or you're not repairing, I should say, the cracks in that marriage.
Yeah.
And that just brings it difficult to marry when you're young and you don't grow with your partner.
But and also to your point, you can also, well, which we know, allegedly, we don't know because we still don't know. We just
We
know
don't
what
know the
Desmond
story,
said.
right? We
We
just
all we
this
know is
is
what
just Cjeck.
Desmond put out.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say some things that honestly happen in marriages is something really simple. When people grow apart.
Yeah.
Yeah. People can actually grow apart. Uh and it's not it was no malicious intent there.
No.
Sometimes you want just I I remember, I don't know, which is an amazing show by the way on Netflix, called Four Seasons, the Four Seasons.
Okay, I got to put that on my list because I haven't
Yeah.
seen it.
Oh my god, it's amazing. It's with Steve Carell. Uh um what's the girl that did 30 Rock? Um that was on Saturday Night Live. It's a white chick. She's in it.
Hmm.
Also my love, Coleman Domingo, amazing
Okay.
actor.
I love Colin too.
Yeah, Coleman is amazing. And so
Coleman.
just a quick spoiler alert. That is ultimately what happens to Steve Carell, and he is trying to explain that to his homeboys,
Mm.
that
Okay.
I want this divorce, and
Hmm.
and them being older, more mature, in age. Everybody was fucking confused and wanted him, like, was trying to
Wait,
talk
wait,
him out
wait.
of it.
1 second, because I think I have seen the show. Coleman is married to that one white guy, right?
Yeah, like the little Italian guy.
Uh-huh. Okay,
Yeah.
now I remember.
Okay.
And they go to like a resort or
Yeah,
something.
they end up
Okay,
going to a resort,
okay,
yes.
okay,
But
okay.
it
That's good.
starts out they go to meet at someone's, like, probably summer home. It's a cabin in the
Yeah,
woods, all
I
this shit.
remember now. Okay,
So,
okay.
but yeah, and so you remember ultimately Steve Carell, again, spoiler alert, guys, is tells not every he tells his close friends first, which
Yeah,
are the men, the husbands that are there, that he has fallen out of love with his wife, and he had been with his wife for 30,
yeah.
pretty
For a
much
long
30 years,
time.
for a
Yeah,
long time. Their
and he
daughter's
has
in
a younger
college.
girlfriend now.
Yeah, he ended up getting a younger girlfriend toward the, in the series. But that happens, and people were like, I don't know how this is a thing. He was like, I want to do this, I want to do that, and she just likes to do this, and kind of more like, it was kind of like she was more just complacent where she
Complacent. Yep.
was. Like I like to be on my iPad. I don't want to do this. I don't like spontaneity was not her thing anymore. It
Right.
was like it was like this, and that happens,
That
and that
happens a lot.
a
And
lot.
even if you look at their content, they built their content on being like I said, like the funny couple,
Yeah,
she has her antics and he quotes unquote to deal with them. Let's just say that. I'm not saying that he has to deal with them and
right.
all the people coming to me at the comments. It's just that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying like she does her funny antics and he's on board. That's basically their
Yeah,
platform or was their platform. And I
exactly.
think it could have been that he got tired of doing those things and he wanted to gear it towards something else because he's also a chef,
Yes.
or he cooks. I don't know if he's a
Yeah.
for real chef, but he cooks. So it could have been that he wants to do, venture into those things as well, while she wanted to continue to do the certain type of content that she does.
Yeah.
The crazy, I don't want to say crazy, but I do want to say probably like disorganized, silly content
Yeah.
that I mean, like I said, I liked it. I'm not gonna say that I did not like their content. They or they were a good time to watch, but it could be that he was going towards a different level and she
Yeah.
just didn't want to go there.
Which is a conversation that you have if we're going to do this. And I think it probably should be something that a lot of couples should do in the event we're going to start creating content together. What are the things that we're going to talk about, or what are we
Yeah.
going to do? Where do we draw the line
Where do
in
we
our
draw the
real
line?
life? Because and what we post online, if we say or post something, we have to agree on it.
Yeah.
And if we're posting and when it's done, it's uploaded. That's it. If we have issues, argument, well, you did set no, like we have to have. There's no gray area. It is very black and white,
Yeah.
and I think there has to be some sort of understanding. And as people that create content, we're content creators. We
Hmm.
podcast. I post different things, make reels. uh People, it becomes disillusion for some people, and I remember even having open honest conversations about
You
certain
have to
things.
say that one more time. It becomes a definitely different illusion for some people.
Yeah.
Just with me being the lower totem pole of things, I'm like, because sometimes I have conversations and the other people be like, really? Like, that's how I'm like, I was really just talking.
No more. And if you don't know where to find me, I'm looking. I'm looking.